It's the best camping trip of them all, Nana Camp. We've been shaking our pom-poms at Grandma's and Grandpa's, I'll say, who gather up the grandkids together for a dose of Nana time. Well, our heads were turned recently to a Studio 5 viewer who themes hers unlike the rest, inviting a taste of history into her memory-making events. Richelle Nelson joining me through the screen to add her voice to our Studio 5 Nana Camp series. Great to have you here. Thanks for chiming in.
Thanks, Brooke. It's good to be here.
Richelle, what was the theme for this year's camp?
Well, this year I decided to do our theme as Back to the Future. And so we decided to do everything in our grandma's camp from the 1950s. And my mom actually happens to still be alive and was a teenager back in the 1950s.
Oh.
And so I get some great ideas from her, because I also like our kids to be able to learn some things while we're having so much fun.
Sure. Well, a good theme is key to any event, any party, and I love that you dipped into kind of that heritage or that history to set up your scene. What 50s inspires activities, Richelle, did you incorporate into this theme?
Well, we decided to figure out all of the things that kids in the 1950s did so all of my grandkids could try them. So we played jacks and marbles and hula hoops and jump ropes, and we had bubblegum blowing contests with bazooka bubblegum, and we went on a train ride because we explained that they didn't have, normal people didn't fly on airplanes back then.
Right.
So we made our trains being pulled by our side-by-side so we could go on our little train ride.
Oh, how cute. Let me ask you this, Richelle. How did they react to old-fashioned fun? I mean, it's not the same, grab-ya effect of a screen for sure, but did you find that they were able to immerse in the activity and really get into it?
I was actually floored because I thought a lot of things were going to be a bust, and they actually were the biggest hit. And I think maybe sometimes because our kids just don't do things like that.
Right.
Like we played Kick the Can and Blind Man's Bluff, and they were begging to play it again and again.
See, I love that.
We left all the screens home. They weren't allowed to bring any electronics. And so when they would ask about something, I'd say, sorry, guys, Siri and Google don't exist right now, so we can't do that.
Siri didn't live in the 1950s. Google wasn't around in 1956.
No.
I love that you did that. And I think your experience is a good lesson for all of us, that we don't have to automatically go for what's zippy or trendy or now. Like those older time activities and games still have their hold. They have their way.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree, and so would my grandkids.
Yay! I'm told even your food had a 1950s flair. What did you serve?
Yeah, everything that we did was from 1950s. So like when we went on our hike, the kids packed their picnic and I showed them Wonder Bread, and they had to make their sandwiches out of Wonder Bread. And then according to my mom, pudding was a big dessert, so we had pudding. And we decided to do a diner one night. And I take my kids up to our cabin, so everything kind of has to be created up there.
Yeah.
And we decorated the patio to look like a 1950s diner. And I sent them out and asked them to be good and look at the menus. And I'd be back later. And then I changed costumes and came out dressed as a 1950s waitress and with a flow accent. And we had a great time.
Oh my
we had hamburgers and French fries served in baskets with red and white checked paper and bottled soda of orange and black cherry.
Okay.
Because they never even tried those. And of course had 50s music playing the whole time.
Oh, the best kind of jams.
Jukebox.
The best kind of jams from the jukebox. You are so clever. Wonder Bread. Hilarious. Quickly, crafting. A good Nana camp always has some crafting. What did you and the kids whip up?
We did birdhouses and put them up in our trees, and then we decorated our little bags to put our jacks and our marbles in, so they each had their personalized bags. And then we had to make targets for our Red Ryder BB gun shooting contests. So those were our crafts.
Okay, a couple other quick details I want to ask you about. The 50s wouldn't be the 50s without a hop. You found and took the grandkids to one.
We actually created one.
Okay.
My friend and I actually did this grandma's camp together. She has a cabin just around the corner from mine, and we actually decided to do it at the same time. So we invited her up to our patio, and we taught them the jitterbug and the twist and the bunny hop, and We had the greatest time. We had made 50 skirts for all our little girls, and we had all of my grandkids' uncles and fathers leather jackets.
Oh yeah, I saw the leather jackets kicking up a sweat up there at camp in the leather jacket. That's so fun. How did you tie the camp all together? How did you finish?
Well, we did a couple of things. First of all, we went to a drive-in movie and we watched Back to the Future. Of course, we had to edit it for all the swear words, but we watched the movie so that they got the idea of going through a time machine. And then at the end, we went through the time machine so that their parents would be back alive and be there for them. And we went to a roller rink, and their parents surprised them and met them there so we could all roller skate together, because that was from the 1950s to today.
Oh, the parents got in on the fun in the end. I love that. Richelle, thank you for sharing those happy grandkids, and the memories were made. That's always the driving goal, right? To connect the cousins and make those memories. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, Richelle, where can we find more ideas from you? Do you have an Instagram?
I do have an Instagram. It's Richelle763.
Okay.
And that's where I post all the fun.
Well, those are lucky grandkids, and we're lucky as well to learn and be inspired by you today. Thanks again.
Thank you.